Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the one true God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to send salutations to all the Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, exalting the name of Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, in truth and in sincerity. Alright, this lesson is going to be about this video right here that I'm going to play just a little bit of it. About these Middle Eastern people, or, Ishmaelites, and, these towel heads, you know what I mean? You know, how they, Elam, how they speak down on the so-called black man, black woman, so-called African-American man or woman, and just, black people in general, and they talk down on them, and they portray them as ugly and speaking very ill of them. Deep down, it's just like a form of white supremacy. So they learned this from the so-called white man, which is Esau, Edom. The white man's biblical nationality is Esau, Edom. Okay? And they are the enemy of the Israelites. All right? They rule the world. They rule the televisions and how people are marketed and portrayed on television, and they made a lot of money on marketing and portraying black people as terrible people, and they always make it seem like the most beautiful people are the Edomite people, like the Edomite women and the Edomite men. All right, and these other nations take heed, man, because they follow Esau and his ideology, okay? And they go with what Esau does, all right? Because he's like the head heathen, all right? So if the white man's in control, he's got power, and he says that this is ugly, and that this is trodden down and nothing, then guess what? We got to believe that too. So you even got your own tribes like that. Like, there's hella stories about Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans, how they, down there in Mexico, they don't like the dark-skinned Mexicans. All right? And what's crazy about that is, like, they love to talk about, they down there, the Mayan history and the Aztec history. You don't look at their hologlyphs and their paintings and their pottery. You don't see no light-skinned people on there. You see dark-skinned, brown people, man. All right? And they got the nerve to talk down on, tell the people that down there that look more like the people on them damn pyramids than the ones that's walking around portraying themselves as the true Mexicans now, man. All right, the lighter skin or fair skinned ones, man. All right. So, in their culture, Elam and Ishmael and all of them, they try to portray the black man, black woman as evil and ugly, and it makes them believe that, so that when they counteract or interact with black people, they have this perception in their mind already. It's why? Because they hate us, and they're not of Israel. They're not the true Israelites. All right, they hate our people, and the feeling's mutual. But Jake had this mentality. They want to love everybody, and they want that because the world hates them. So they feel like if they love everybody, then they'll love them back. But that's just not how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna play this clip and then get some scriptures.
It is crude.
أيوة بس هو مش بيعجبه جمالي. هو بيحب النيجرز. استغفر الله.
It is offensive.
هو أنا جاي البيت ده المزاجي ولا عشان أحرف فيه عبيد؟
And it's ugly. In the Arab world, racist depictions of black people are rampant. And the use of blackface is rife. Black people are routinely cast into subservience, playing servants, prostitutes, or they're shown as straight-up objects of ridicule.
عندما تتكرر أو ما تظهر هذه الصورة. When we watch TV shows or movies, black people are always inferior. And blackface is an inferior, negative and racist concept, which should not belong in the Arab world. We almost never speak about this segment of Arab society, black people. First,
and, I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but, I'm saying, Ishmael, or the Arabs, they're our cousins, man. All right? And they out here disrespecting, saying us, saying, or the tribes, saying, by making it seem like they're superior and we're inferior. All right? They're talking down on us the way we look, all right, the way we act, things of that nature. But we get it, man. It's just the curses, man, at the end of the day. All right? And the other nations, deep down, they wish they could be us, but they can't, man. They really can't, because really, when you look at it, man, as far as culture, Jake influenced the whole world, man. As much as they hate, they try to duplicate. Because it just goes to show that no matter how bad Jake got it, Jake always gonna find a way to shine, man. But they hate us because they have this this taught to them, all right, and they follow suit with Esau, man. So this is the curses, man. This is Deuteronomy 28:37. It says, "And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord Yahweh shall lead thee." So we done been carried off into captivity, here and there, under all these nations, right? And all these nations have a disdain, hatred for us because, saying like the Arab slave trade was terrible. It was horrible. And then you got the Atlantic slave trade with the Edomites, which was terrible and horrible. All right, and they share the same type of hatred and disdain towards us as the white man. You know what I'm saying? Both of them. All right. So these people wanted to leave, they led us in captivity. And even to this day, it shows that they hate us, man, to this very day. All right, and it never is going to stop. All right. They tell you that Esau has a perpetual hatred towards us, and perpetual means forever. All right, so the hatred is never going to end.
What nation hath not had a part in her?
Slakia. But this is First Maccabees 2:10. It says, "What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?" Talking about us. We're that nation that these other, we're that kingdom that other nations have taken part in spoiling us, man. The Archetytus, when you look it up, it's when 70 AD when they came in and took a part of Jerusalem and took all of our gold and all of our items. You see it in the portrait of the Archetytus, man. All right? And these other nations have had us in spoils also, man. All right? The Babylonians then had us in spoils. The Persians had us in spoils. The Romans had us in spoils. The Americans, the British, all right? The French, all these nations then had us in spoils, man. Every nation, man, all right, has had us in spoils, man. You see what happened with the Haitians, all right, the Levites, all right. You see what happened with them and how they had to revolt against the French, all right, and won their battle and then compromised with them, all right. And look at that nation being raped to nothing, all right, as of today, all right. So these other nations, man, they've had a hand in our spoils, man. They've all had their hand in our spoils, all right, with us, all right. Because deep down, these other nations wish they can be us, man. They really do. Ezekiel 3:4, it says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, go and get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel." So these words are for us, man, not for these other nations, man. All right. It says, verse 6, "Not to many people of a strange speech and a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee." All right. Because our people so wicked, man, that, you know what I'm saying, they would not listen. But if the other nations had the opportunity that we had, they would hearken, okay? This is verse 7. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for I will not hearken, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel are imputed and hard-hearted, all right? So if the other nations had a chance, if they had a chance, they would do it. They would be us, but they can't be us. All right? They can't be us because the Lord hates them. All right? The Lord cannot stand these people. All right? Because this is what he said about the other nations. Isaiah 40:17. It says, "All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity." The Lord said that you're less than nothing in vanity. That's what he said about the other nations. So these other nations, yes, if they had our opportunity to be us, they would. But they can't. It's only for Israel. So the only thing they can do is sit back and talk shit and do programs like this to make themselves feel better and try to make us feel bad. All right? You're only doing what prophecy said you would do. All right? And that's fine. So keep it up. Because that day is about to end pretty soon, man. All right? Time is ticking, man. So with that, all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.